What's up and welcome back to the channel. I'm excited about today's video because I'm starting a new series. It's going to be called Not So New Reviews. So basically what I'm going to do is take old tech and cameras and camera gear and stuff like that and do a review with current times, compare it to maybe some of the newer models that have come out and stuff like that. So we're going to start with a pretty iconic camera. This is the GoPro Hero 2. Now this thing came out at this point in time, this was 10 years ago. It came out in October of 2011, and this kind of put GoPro on the map. So it's capable of full 1080p at I think 30 frames a second. It can also do some slow-mo at 720/60, and then it does higher frame rates, but it's all different messed up file sizes and stuff like that. But basically, I'm gonna go through kind of the specs about this, the things that it can and can't do, and then I'm gonna take it out and do a test. I'll put it through the water, and I'm even gonna vlog with it for a little bit as well. So that's gonna be pretty exciting. So yeah, let's get into it. So this little beast has an 11 megapixel sensor. Like I said, it's capable of recording in full 1080p at 30 frames a second, which is pretty impressive for something that came out, you know, almost 10 full years ago at this point. It does not have Wi-Fi or the ability to connect to the GoPro app. I think that started with the GoPro Hero 3, although I will say that there's a thing you can connect to it called the backpack, which has, one of them is an LCD screen to attach to the back. The other one gives it Wi-Fi capability. So you can get accessories for that, but inherently, as you can see, just a little tiny screen to tell you kind of what your settings are, but there's no way to see what's going on, and it does not have Wi-Fi, like I said. So this thing takes a pretty old and outdated USB wire at this point. It's USB 2.0, which is type A, so it's not very common anymore. After this was micro USB. Now we're on, you know, USB type C and stuff like that. So takes a little bit of an older wire, which is to be expected considering how old it is. It also, interestingly, it takes regular SD cards. It does not take micro SD, although I think you can use micro SD, but for this, it has a regular size SD slot, which the newer models absolutely do not have. Now, in my opinion, the coolest feature about this camera, which is amazing because of how old it is and the fact that they don't do this anymore, is that this camera actually has a microphone jack. You can actually plug an external microphone into this camera, which we will be testing in a little bit, but I just think that's kind of crazy. I mean, you can get like the new mods for like the Hero 8 and Hero 9. You can get adapters and stuff. There's ways you can do it, but for something to just have a straight up 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on something, again, this old and an action camera nonetheless, pretty impressive. So like I said before, this GoPro really put GoPro on the map. When this had come out, actually I think this was maybe a little after it had come out, but they had posted a video that they did entirely on this camera. Now, GoPro is notorious kind of for having way better quality videos when they post their stuff versus when you do it, but that is something they've addressed since, and they kind of tell you like which are the desired settings to get the best quality and how they do it and everything. So at least there's a little bit of transparency there. But like I said, the video that they posted that they shot on this camera 9 years ago has something like 24 million views. It was crazy, and even to this day it still holds up. And it's just crazy to think about the fact that 10 years ago on a tiny little action camera like this, you can get something like that. It was kind of incredible, to be honest with you. So again, this thing sort of paved the way for all the different action cameras we have now, from the new GoPros to the DJI, you know, Osmo Pocket action cameras to Insta360's action cameras, and then all the other, you know, smaller brand ones that come out. This thing kind of paved the way for action cameras to become as popular and as versatile and as, you know, commonly used as they are today. All right, so in order to really give this thing a full and thorough review, I'm gonna be shooting pretty much the entire rest of this video right off of this camera. I have mounts and things like that, and I will have my friend Kirk, who's behind the camera right now, capturing with my camera me using this so you guys can kind of see how the setup looks and all that stuff, and using the external microphone, which I have the Rode Wireless Go right now connected to my Sony a7C. I'm actually going to connect it to this, and we're going to kind of ghetto rig it a little bit and see what vlogging and the audio is like right out of the camera, as well as with, you know, an external microphone plugged in. So we're going to really test this thing out. I got the waterproof housing for it. We're right along the river right now, so I'm gonna kind of like shove it through the water just to see how that looks. Like I said, we're gonna definitely put this thing to the test and see how it holds up almost 10 full years later. And just one last thing I wanted to show you guys before I go out and test it. So this is my GoPro Hero 9 Black, which is the most recent model. Like I said, this is the Hero 2, which came out 10 years ago. So just so you can see for a comparison, this is the Hero 9 Black, the newest one, compared to, again, its 10-year-old brother. And it's just kind of crazy to see how far these cameras have come and what they're really capable of, especially if you look at the lens, considering the sensor size, the screens, all that good stuff. So again, this is the newest one. This is the 10-year-old model, the one that I'm about to take out and test right now.
All right, so it looks like we are recording. The craziest part is I have no idea what this looks like right now, and I won't know until I throw it into my computer and take a look. There's no stabilization in this thing, especially not compared to, you know, how the new camera is, the Hero 9 Black. There's no stabilization. There's no way to see yourself. I can't connect it to the app. So at this point, I'm just hoping for the best. But right now, I'm just walking through the woods. It's a beautiful day out. And like I said, this is kind of just, you typically wouldn't really use an action camera for vlogging, although you can do a lot with them now. But something this old, when it came out, you know, the intention definitely was not vlogging. But like I said, you know, I'm just holding it in my hand right now, kind of walking around with it. This is all the internal audio from the GoPro, and I'm shooting this in 1080 at 30 frames. So we'll see how that ends up looking. But like I said, just walking through the woods, 1080 30 on a GoPro Hero 2, which is 10 years old. And it's just crazy to think about. And in a few minutes, I'll connect my Rode Wireless to this camera directly, and we'll see how the audio sounds with that. But for now, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out in a second. Hold on. Kirk, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going great so far. I like it.
This little thing.
Yeah.
I have no idea if I'm in frame, if he's in frame. I don't know what's going on right now. This is going to be actually a lot of fun to go look at. But like I said, I mean, this little thing, it's about the same size, a little bit smaller actually than some of the newer GoPros. But like I said, I mean, hey, at least I have a red flashing light to let me know I'm recording, so that's good. But other than that, there's not much monitoring when it comes to this camera.
Okay, so right now I have my Rode Wireless Go connected to this camera, which is kind of crazy. It looks like almost like I'm holding an ice cream sandwich right now. I mean, again, these things, see, the only unfortunate thing is it has the waterproof housing, which is where it has the mounts so you can connect it to all these different kinds of, you know, mounts and stuff. But the thing is, if you use that, it covers up the microphone jack, the SD card slot, the microphone, it covers up everything. So you can't really vlog or walk around recording yourself with that. So that's why, like I said, right now, this is just me kind of testing how the Rode Wireless Go sounds on it. And I won't edit this audio, I'll just leave it completely raw so that you can see. I guarantee you the preamps on this camera are absolute garbage. But like I said, it's just crazy to think about the fact that something that's no more than 2 inches high, that I can literally just hold in my hand like a little ice cream sandwich, I can walk around and vlog with it and have external audio. That's just crazy to me. Well, now that I have kind of vlogged with it, I've shown you how it can sound when you connect an external microphone with it. So now for the next few minutes, I'm just gonna walk around and test some B-roll with it. I'm gonna throw the waterproof housing on it, push it through the water a little bit, try it in 720 at 60 frames. I can't remember if I said that before or not, but this thing does shoot in 60 frames at 720, which is still considered HD, which is kind of crazy because that's, you know, 4 or 5 resolutions behind where we are now. But like I said, I'll test out the 720 at 60 frames. I'll test out the dynamic range. You know, we've got the river behind us, so we'll be able to see how the sky and how the water looks. And well, yeah, we'll try to get some cool B-roll, some cool action shots, and see how this thing does. So that is pretty much it. That is all footage, the testing from the GoPro Hero 2, a 10-year-old action camera in 2021. I'm excited to go back and look at the footage. Obviously, because there's no screen or anything like that, and I can't connect it to the GoPro app, I have no idea how this is gonna look. I'm hoping it looks good. I'm thinking it'll look good. I did a bunch of different shots, so hopefully we got some cool stuff out of it. And if we didn't, then I guess you won't be watching this video. So yeah, like I said, cool little impactful action camera, kind of paved the way and put GoPro on the map 10 years ago. And yeah, I'm excited to go back and check it out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. This will be a new ongoing series. Like I said, it'll be called Not So New Reviews, where I'll be doing reviews of old tech cameras and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.